Hello, welcome to Beach View, our podcast where we talk about different things and stuff.
Yes. And today, we're doing another mixtape.
Yes, I like these.
Yeah, they're fun. Volume 3 of the Beach View mixtape. We got another theme this time, because most of the songs last time ended up being kind of chill, or chill low-key, as you like to say.
That's right. My favorite.
I thought, what if we did the opposite of that? You know, maybe some anxious high-key songs.
Yeah.
So, we picked songs that were not chill in some capacity.
Yeah, some anxious high-key song. I think we fit the bill. So we each picked 4 songs, and we're going to go through them. And I did tack on a bonus track, so... All right, let's start with yours, if you don't mind.
All right. My first song, The Fever, Aye Aye by Death Grips. This is from the 2012 album, The Money Store. What'd you think of this one?
Okay, so at first, like when I first put it on, I was like, oh, I don't like this. Like, I just thought it was kind of like, ugh, like it wasn't necessarily the music, it was like the voice of the singer, you know, like I was kind of, I don't know about this, but the more I listened to it, the more I was okay with it. I was like, I guess you kind of got used to it, you know. As far as the lyrics go, like I was trying to listen to what he was saying, and I was like, I just don't get it. Like I don't get the song, but all in all, it wasn't like a terrible song, you know. How's that?
Yeah. So, Death Grips is an experimental hip-hop group. They were very popular in music circles, especially, like, around the time this album came out.
Really?
Yeah. And this is a song about drugs.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay, that's why it didn't make sense.
It's about doing drugs and having a bad time. I mean, they're known for having kind of cryptic lyrics, but, like, one of the lines in the chorus is, wasting my life in altered states, so...
Oh, that makes sense, yeah. I was just kind of like, this is just, I don't know. But, again, I kind of got used to it after a little while, so.
Yeah. It's a very aggressive song, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. So, is this one that is, like, on your regular listening?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. I know, every once in a while you want like a high energy song, you know.
Yeah.
As I've talked about before, I usually go for the chill low key, but
yeah.
Sometimes, you know, if you're at the gym, whatever, you know, you want some high energy, and this definitely is high energy.
Yeah. Yeah, so I like this song generally. I like the like pulsating rhythm that starts it and kind of carries throughout. And I really like the electronic instruments in this, and the like little electronic melodies, especially in the chorus. And yeah, you know, it's the chorus is really good. I think just the like is very loud and in your face about it, but you know, sometimes you want that.
Yeah, exactly. Not a bad thing. Ah, there you go. All right, so that's my introduction to the anxious high key list.
Yeah, well, your song?
Okay, so my first song is The Kids Aren't Alright by the Offspring. This was released in 1998, way back in the day. So, this to me, when I first was thinking of, okay, what can I do that's more like a high key song, this is the one that like jumped in my head.
Okay.
So, what did you think about it?
I mean, I knew this song already. Yeah. Obviously, it is rather popular.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but this is like a famous 90s song. I mean, the Offspring were pretty big for a while there too, so.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I don't know, this is one that like lives in my head, like it just, you know, every once in a while I'll think about this song. So, I wanted to make sure I included it as my first song on the mixtape.
Yeah, something I thought was interesting about this, listening to it this time, is how some of the guitar work's kind of like classic rock-ish.
Yes. Yeah, that's something I never noticed before either, but now that you say that, it's like, yeah, it kind of is.
Especially in the solo. Like, I don't know, that's like a something they were going for or not, but it feels kind of adjacent to that to me.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting because I don't like put them in that category, but
No, not at all.
yeah, that's definitely interesting.
Yeah, lyrically, this is about how all the things that went wrong for the people they grew up with.
Yeah, so it's a little I would say kind of depressing.
Yeah.
But and you know, I couldn't think. I was like, did I talk about this song already on this podcast? Like, I don't remember. But for some reason, I was like, did we already talk about this? I just couldn't remember. But then I decided, like, no, I don't think we did. So that's why I included it. But yeah, it was one of those kind of, you know, sad story-wise, I guess. But the high energy kind of doesn't make it a sad song, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah. Well, I gotta be honest, I'm not a huge Offspring fan. I've never, really cared for their music.
Yeah.
Like, I don't hate this song, but not, especially of this era.
Yes.
Like, I feel like you can do a lot better.
Yeah. I like the song. I don't, like, I'm not, you know, a crazy fan. Like, it's not, like, my favorite, I guess, genre, but there's definitely, like, a vibe to it. I feel like that of the era, like you're saying, you know, like it's just kind of like late 90s, early 2000s when this kind of music was getting real popular. Like I just kind of picture like especially with my next pick as well. Like it just reminded me of like Van's Warped Tour was like in New Orleans, and I went and saw all these like ska and punk bands and stuff, you know, some other alternative bands, and it was just to me like a whole vibe of that era.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a classic, I guess, at this point.
Yeah, exactly. 1998, I was like, whoa, that was a long time ago. Stating the obvious, but, you know, I was like, I can't believe it's that long ago, but, yeah, so, kind of interesting. And I intentionally, like, picked some songs, like, from the late 90s and then, like, 2000, you know, between 2000 and 2010, just to kind of span that kind of life. I couldn't think of any real modern songs that, like, you know, current songs, I guess I should say. I just couldn't think of any that were like high energy or like anxious, high key. Yeah. So I was like, we'll go back. Yeah, go back a couple decades, you know?
I guess you only listen to the chill stuff that comes out today,
Yes. Huh? Yeah, I just want to relax, man. So, absolutely. So your next song.
Yep. Next is Athoth A Go-Go by Machine Girl from the 2017 album Because I'm Young, Arrogant, and Hate Everything You Stand For. What'd you think of this one?
I didn't mind it. It wasn't like my super favorite, but I didn't mind it. I did think it was a bit chaotic.
Yes.
But this was the one that's pretty short, right? It was like a minute and 35 seconds, something like that. Yeah, so I thought, like, you know, I could listen to this, but I did feel like it was a bit chaotic, which really, I feel like you hit the theme to a T on this one, so. Yeah.
Yeah, Machine Girl is an underground electronic artist. As for the title, Athoth is a deity in Lovecraft's mythos.
Oh.
So, like, that's mentioned in the lyrics. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything else.
Yeah, I was curious about that, especially because it's, you know, in the title. I was kind of like, oh, I wonder if there's like another meaning to this, you know.
I don't think so. I think it's probably
initially
just
hearing
words to say.
Yeah. Interesting words to say. Athoth A Go-Go. So, yeah. I felt like, you know, it was good for this genre.
Yeah, it also, this isn't just, like, you know, loud and aggressive. It has, like, a very melodic, chorus that's, like, you know, rather consonant and bright.
Mm-hmm. I'll agree with that one.
With some still, like, you know, chaotic bits, but, yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting, especially because it was so short.
Yeah. There's definitely high energy either way. A lot of, like, industrial influences with the, like, percussion and the noise, and, you know, it's interesting.
Yeah, and that's funny that you say that because I was listening to it with Trav and he mentioned the industrial sounds. And so I was
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, that's cool. I guess my mind doesn't go there. Like, I don't think about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Short, and sweet, I think, at least, you know? It's a nice song.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call it sweet, but no, it's short, definitely. But yeah, it was fine. It wasn't like one I'd add to my playlist, but
No.
I didn't mind it. Yeah.
One of these days I'm gonna find a song for here and you're gonna be like, I hate this.
I know. Well, I mean, the first one, The Fever, I was kind of like really at first I was like, what? I don't like this. And then, but like I said, like I listened again and I was like, okay, I mean, you get used to it.
Yeah, I think that might be hard to do.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I'm always an easy critic.
Next?
Yes. So my next one is Automatic by Less Than Jake. This one was released in 1996, so around the same time as, you know, the one by the Offspring. So Less Than Jake, this was one of those bands that, you know, was kind of hot on the scene at that time for like the kind of I guess I don't know, would you call this a ska band?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it features like some horns, I think is like what's you know, for this band is kind of to me what I automatically think about when I hear like Less Than Jake. So I thought this was a good example, you know, kind of more high key song. What did you think?
Yeah. I like this song. I like this era of music, the pop punk and ska sort of stuff.
Yes.
I've only listened to like a little bit of Less Than Jake, but generally I like them.
Yeah, I think like I said, it just reminds me of like around that time. For me, more the early 2000s when I was really more listening to this kind of stuff, but it was just like fun. I don't know. I just kind of think of like fun, you know, not poppy, but like just like a energetic song, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's what makes me think of this.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd say anxious, but definitely high
No.
key.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I could see this going on a chill playlist.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a bit on the higher energy side, but
Yeah.
maybe that's
true.
just a me
Yeah, maybe
thing.
I missed the anxious mark, but I got the, you know, higher energy.
Well, it doesn't have to be anxious necessarily, just not chill. But maybe that's just a me thing, you know? Maybe I'm
yeah.
weird about what I
Yeah.
chill to, you know?
Yeah, to me this is not like a chill song. Like it's more like a fun upbeat kind of, you know, song for me.
Yeah. But neat key change at the end there. You think it's gonna end, and then it does the key change and keeps going.
Yep.
Yeah, I like Less Than Jake, usually, so I like
Yeah.
this song.
I think they're one of those to me, you know, when I think of that kind of time period, like they always stand out in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, well, next,
Okay.
Plural by Sote
Yes.
from the 2017 album Sacred Horror in Design. So, what'd you think of this one?
I thought this was an interesting piece.
Yes.
So it features what I am assuming is like a sitar. Is that right?
I don't know the specific instrument, but it does have like some Persian influence.
Yes. Okay. So I was like hoping I got that right. But yeah, so it's like and it's kind of a longer one too.
Yeah.
But I thought, you know, it's not one obviously that has like lyrics. It's just
it's instrumental.
Instrumental. And I think this definitely hit the mark for the theme of this as well. Because it's a little like anxiety, you know, inducing, I would say. But I could just picture this like, you know, on like a film or a TV show or so, you know, as like the music that's setting the tone for the piece kind of thing.
Yeah, it definitely feels like something that could be part of a film score.
Yes, absolutely. So I thought it was kind of a cool, totally different like piece that you included in this.
Yeah. Sote, I don't know how to pronounce that, is an experimental electronic musician. It's also Iranian, so
Ah,
you can definitely hear the, like, Persian musical influence in there with the strings.
yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and to me, this, like what you said, it's anxious. Like, this feels very foreboding to me.
Yes, yes, definitely. Is this something you would normally listen to?
It's, occasionally. Like, I've listened to this whole album. I like the album.
Oh, okay,
I throw it on
cool. Is it
occasionally.
all like this?
Yeah. I mean, it's all instrumental, that mix of, like, electronic music and the, like, sort of Persian string stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I could definitely, like, I'm picturing kind of like a disturbed, like, kind of horror film with this, like, leading up to, some
Yeah.
horrid discovery. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
feel like it'd fit right in.
Yeah, I think the strings in this are really good, really well done.
Yeah.
The big booming percussion, like those like drums, especially when they like hit with the strings,
Mm-hmm.
that's like it's really good for building that atmosphere. And I like the build up, it's kind of slow at first with
Mm-hmm.
the sort of like loud drum hits, and then it starts speeding up and then gets more chaotic as it goes on and adds some more like noisy elements.
Yes. I was gonna say, like, toward the end, it had a couple of, like, instances of, like, chaos, which makes it even more, like, kind of disturbing or, anxiety ridden, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty cool, though.
Yeah. All right, next.
Okay, so my next one is Liar, It Takes One to Know One by Taking Back Sunday. So this one was released in 2006. So this is another one that I like immediately thought of when I was thinking of the theme for this mixtape. Do you think it hit the mark?
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Well, I don't know. I like this genre too much is maybe the thing. Like,
Yeah, I mean I like it too, but I do think like it's high key, like kind of
yeah,
anxious
that's
to
true.
me,
Yeah, but I mean, I hear this and I'm like, oh yeah, this is great. I could chill to this, absolutely.
Yeah, I just I like this one. So Taking Back Sunday is of course like, I think a great band. I like a lot of their stuff. I haven't listened to it in a really long time, but this is one that I'm like, oh yeah, this is definitely more of a high key kind of feeling for me. It's not like, for me, like laid back.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
I felt like it hit the mark.
I just I like this genre a lot. I like this era of alt rock, so
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that
I think
colors
it's so
my
fun.
perception a bit. Like like to me that's like any mood music, you just put this on.
Yeah, I guess to me, like, I don't know. And again, I do like this genre, but it's just I feel like it's such a, to me, like I'll listen to it in a time and a place. Like if I need to like get my energy up, or if I need to, I don't know, if I exercise really that much, so I'm like, but that to me is like what I'd put on if I want to like go running, or like just something when I want to be high energy. So to
Yeah.
me, it's definitely not, chill low key. So yeah.
But yeah, like again, I really like this genre. I guess something about like, listening to it as a teenager.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I was probably a little bit older
Yeah.
listening to it, but but definitely.
Yeah, I like the vocals on this song really well done. I also like the vocal layering.
Yes.
The way that's like woven in there. The guitar's good. I'd never actually heard this song though. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah. For whatever reason, I've never listened to much Taking Back Sunday.
Gotcha.
But every time I do hear a Taking Back Sunday song, I'm always like, I should really listen to more Taking Back Sunday.
Yes, I do the same. I mean, I've listened to a lot of Taking Back Sunday, like when it was popular, but well, and I don't know that it was necessarily like mainstream, I would say, but I mean, it's definitely popular.
Yeah.
But I listened to a lot of it, you know, a while ago, and I'm the same way. Now when I hear Taking Back Sunday, I'm like, yeah, this is, you know, so good. So I definitely need to add that to be more of a regular listening for me. But yeah, I like this song. I think it's to me just like a great I don't know, altogether great song.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Well, moving on to your fourth song, right?
Yeah, last one, for me at least.
Okay.
Pressure by Paramore from the 2005 album All We Know Is Falling. And this one sounds like it would fit more with your list.
Yeah, I think so.
than mine.
Yeah. I thought so too. And I like Paramore. I thought it was a good song. I liked it. I liked, especially on the song, the repetitive, like, lyrics, like the repetition of the lyric. You know, it wasn't a bunch of, I don't even know, like, technically how you would describe that, but basically very simple.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah, it's a pop punk song. Paramore in this era is a pop punk band, so this is definitely like the least weird of my picks. Like,
yeah, definitely, and it's one that I like. Oh, I was like, oh, Paramore, okay. Like I was familiar with it, you know, more so than Sote or Machine Girl.
Yeah, the other ones are kind of like experimental electronic stuff.
Yeah,
and this one's just some like. classic pop punk.
Yeah.
I don't know if like it's I guess 2005 is 17 years old enough to be a classic.
I know, you know, it's funny because I caught myself using like the word classic when I was like thinking about these songs, and I'm like, are they like 2000s? I mean, we're still in the 2000s, but again, like you're saying, it was 17 years ago. I mean, that's a long time.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess this isn't classic pop punk. That'd probably be something from the 90s, but like
yeah,
definitely emblematic of its era.
For sure. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you know, it's called Pressure. It's got that anxious high key energy going for it, and lyrically it's about a falling out, so you know, you get the big pop punk emotions. I
like the emotions, and even though, like, you know, I'm familiar with Paramore, I'm not sure that I was familiar with this song, you know? It wasn't one that stuck out to me, so I thought it was really good. And yeah, I thought it fit well with this mixtape too.
Yeah. Well, especially your pick.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, that goes right in there.
Yep.
Exactly. See? So similar interests there.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Well, I'm just glad that like you actually liked some of the songs that I picked this time, so.
Well, you didn't, well, almost didn't like one of mine, so.
Yeah, you know, but that's like on par, so, you know, I'm typically like, oh, I like it, so, you know, but.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. My next one is Sheena is a Punk Rocker by the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. This song came out in 2008, and are you familiar with the Yeah Yeah Yeahs?
Yes. This song's a cover, though, which I found out looking it up.
Yeah, so I didn't realize it was cover. I thought, like, this was, you know, like the original, because I was like, oh, I had no idea, but the Yeah Yeah Yeahs are kind of, I guess you'd say, indie rock.
Yeah. From
New York. So, I first came across the song. Well, I don't know about first. I think I heard it before, but it was on Gossip Girl, the original Gossip Girl, when Ginny did her, like, guerrilla fashion show. And so I immediately, like, conjured up images of, you know, these punk rock models, like, you know, smashing glasses on a tabletop, like, in the fashion show. So, to me, that was definitely, like, anxious, high key, you know, in my opinion. So, and it's a catchy little tune. It gets stuck in your head. So, what did you think about the song?
Yeah, so this is a cover of a Ramones song. So I
think
classic punk qualifies here. Like, I think classic's definitely a term to use.
Now that you say the Ramones, yes, that is coming back to me. Like, yeah, I should have known this was a cover of the Ramones, yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard the original, but this seems like a solid cover of it. From what I know of the Ramones, this sounds like a Ramones song.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't really like a lot of early punk.
Yeah.
It's just really hit or miss for me.
It's almost, I feel sometimes like it tries too hard, Like it's trying to be, like, hardcore punk. But I think, like I said, this song gets stuck in my head. But to me, it wouldn't be, like, on my playlist because it's a little too chaotic for me.
Oh, really? This is too chaotic for you?
Yes, it's just like, I like to vibe with my low key,
Well,
So...
I can see why you didn't like Death Grips.
Exactly. I mean, that's my point. But, no, I mean, look, I listen to all kinds of different music. So I can listen to stuff like this, but like I said, if I'm gonna just chill out, it's gonna be chill low key. It's not gonna be punk rock, so...
Yeah, I mean, to me, this isn't even, like, in terms of, like, chaotic. This is...
You don't think it's chaotic? To me, it's chaotic.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's not chaotic, but it doesn't register to me in the way, like, something like Death Grips does.
Well, yeah, I mean, totally different, but it definitely gives me that kind of anxiety,
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, I'm very sensitive to, like, I guess, like, I don't even know how to describe it, but sounds and different kind of music, like, I'm sensitive to it. If there's something that has too much of a repetitive beat, like, I can't listen to it. I'm just like, oh, stop. But it depends on what kind of, like, percussion it is, I guess, But this definitely kind of, like, to me, like, I don't want to say aggravated my senses, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm just kind of like, chaotic, yeah.
Yeah.
But in a good way. It's a good song,
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like this song, honestly. I mean, like...
Yeah.
I like the Yeah Yeah Yeahs generally, like what I've heard of them, but I just don't like this genre very much, so...
Yeah, I can see that, yeah. I get you. So, what did you think overall of my picks? Do you think it hit the anxious high
Yeah. I just think maybe I'm on a different level here for...
Yeah, exactly. But I thought, yours did the same, and I guess that's what makes a good mixtape is how we interpret,
definitely.
the theme of it. Yeah. So I did include one bonus song. Did you listen to it?
No, but I know it. Unless you're, like, you had a very particular version of it that was different. Like, I am familiar with O Fortuna, because very famous.
Yeah, I just put by Carl Orff, because that was just the one that, like, came up whenever I, Googled it. But to me, this one is, like, one of those songs that is definitely, like, a composition that you would hear in, like, again, like, a film or something like that. But it's such I think, a well-known piece.
Yes.
That, to me, it's very foreboding, so it's very anxious.
Definitely.
Yeah. Did you feel like it was good to include on the mixtape?
Yes, yeah. But, I mean, it is, like, the song that people go for in, like, movie trailers.
Absolutely.
For that feeling.
Yeah.
I don't like it because of that. Like, I've just heard it too many times. Like, it is constantly used.
Absolutely.
I'm tired of hearing this
super
song.
played out. It's almost a cliche at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was in, like, I want to say maybe, was it in, like, when you go see a movie and they have that, like, M&M's, like, trailer thing, like, before you see a movie, and I feel like it was, like, on one of those one time. Like, that's how used it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I thought that this was, like, a perfect... And actually, Travis is the one who was like, oh, you should play this one. So he gave me the idea. But what I did not know for now was that it was actually, like, a medieval poem. I didn't know that.
Yeah, looking at Wikipedia, so the composer borrowed the lyrics from a medieval poem.
Yeah. I did not know that.
That's interesting.
But it's definitely one of those, something bad's about to happen
Yes.
songs. So super anxious ridden for me, anxiety ridden.
Alright, well, anything to say about the mixtape as a whole? Like, how do you think this works as a whole?
I mean, I like it. I think it's good. I like that some of yours were more out there and less familiar than mine were. But I enjoyed, and thinking of mine, I enjoyed, kind of going back and thinking, okay, to me, that kind of punk indie era was more high key, and that's what I immediately was, drawn to. So I had fun with it, and I thought that altogether, all of our songs, I thought, hit the mark.
Yes.
So, but in different ways. So I liked it.
Yeah. I will say, though, if I had known you were gonna pick, all, kind of, punkish songs, pop punk stuff, I would have probably picked more of those, just because, as it stands now, there's 5 songs that, really go together, you could see someone putting on a mixtape, and 3 songs that are kind of, from a completely different genres.
Well, but the whole thing is, isn't that what a mixtape is? To me, when I used to make mixed CDs, it was always,
random stuff.
The most random stuff, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I think I like it.
Yeah.
But I like how we leave the interpretation open, though. We're not okay, we're gonna do, chaotic, let's do punk rock. And so, I like how it's, whatever you think of,
Yeah.
So, and that was just, my references. I didn't, I've never heard of the ones that, you put on. So I would have no reference to those kinds of things.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be listening to the Death Grips, I'll tell you that.
Aw.
But I didn't it wasn't oh, that's horrible. It was just kind of okay, I mean, not really my thing, but I can see how some people like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
One day you'll find a song that I absolutely hate.
Yeah, that'll probably be difficult to do, but yeah, that's been our mixtape. Do you have any final thoughts, or I'll take us out?
No, I think we're good.
Alright, well, thanks for listening to the Beachview Mixtape, Volume 3. We hope you enjoyed, and tune in next time for more things and/or stuff. Bye!
Yeah, bye!